All right, guys, welcome to Training Meatball. This one's for Jordan and Brandon, two bright young men I met today. Brandon's a god. He gave me Wi-Fi, so I love Brandon. My world is shit without internet, and Brandon solved that problem today. God bless you. So Brandon was a single parent, and so was I. And Brandon was in the army, and so was I. We had a lot to talk about. And Jordan's a bright young man who has begun his journey trading stocks and cryptos, and he's going to join us too. And we teach you to pick your own setups, and we teach you to do your own thing without me. And one of the things I learned was no matter how much I did, and I did a lot, I kill tanks. I'm a 19 Delta Cavalry Scout, and that's me in Iraq. And we spray paint our names on them and let everybody know who did it. And I got a bunch of medals and a couple decorations from the president, a letter from General Ramey, but there's always somebody who did more and had it worse. And in my family, that was Uncle Ralph. Uncle Ralph's plane is in a museum. He flew 20 missions over Japan. And so there's always somebody that did more than we did and came before we did. And yeah, I share my whole screen. I don't care. And I'm just an old man. I'm not trying to be a professional video editor. Go watch a David Goggins video if you need some motivation. And no, he's flipping you off over here. He doesn't care what people think about him. And he says, embrace being alone because, other people are just going to put you down. I love David Goggins. He went through Navy SEAL training like 3 times, and it doesn't even trade stocks, I don't think. This is our YouTube channel. You could check us out there. You probably already are, but we're also on TikTok and Twitter. And let's talk about your journey, guys. Your journey needs to start with risk management, okay? And we post the trades on Twitter and I circle them when I go in. And here's one we did today on the Rivian. That was our banger today. And then I went to the store and met Brandon and I was sitting on a $20 put and watched it expire. Or, well, I sold out of them at the last minute, but I did not give up my gains for the day. I hit this and I sold it. I don't mind telling you, I sold here. I didn't hold it. Okay. I wish I did, but that's not the truth. I sold it up here and I'll take my 40, 50, 60% and see the fuck later. Okay. Zero F's were given, guys. We sell into big green candles, or when it's going down, we buy the puts and we sell into big red candles. Take the 20, 30, 40% or don't always hold for the home run. And you could put in stop losses. You have to learn about that stuff. You guys are smart. You can Google these terms: trailing stop loss, stop loss. But your journey should start with risk management. And there's plenty of good videos on YouTube about risk management where we don't chase them. And so let's look at the firm because I wanted that one and I posted it on Twitter last night. But it ran at the open. And I don't like to trade the open except for that last one I showed you on Rivian because I trade Rivian all the time. I marked the opening print with a black line. It only gave us a one red candle and it was just to the moon. I don't like buying into something that's running. I like these retracements right here for where it dips down for 30 minutes or an hour. And on a 5 minute candle, it's easier to spot. Okay, learn how to read candlesticks too. I talked to Jordan about that. And Brandon, you can message me and I'll tell you which book I told Jordan to buy. But you got to learn how to read candlesticks. And the wicks on the bottom sometimes tell us where it's going and sometimes not. But, these are all wicks on the top. And look what happened. It comes back down, and so it's not perfect. It's kind of like witchcraft, but it's another tool in your toolbox. But I did not trade this because it was running. And I don't like to chase runners. I like to wait for retracements, and Rivian gives them to us. So I trade the Rivian. I use the 20-day moving average. That's a yellow line. It goes down below it. I'm in. I already posted tomorrow what I'm going to do, or oh, I'm sorry, I have it circled on the chart. I haven't done the video yet. So I have it picked out for tomorrow where I'm going to tag it to. And it should be below this trend line and below the 20-day moving average. And I'm looking for candles that have tails on the bottom like this. Let's get rid of the volume so we can see the tails. Okay. So you see the tails. Let's get rid of this. You can see the tails on the bottom of the candles, Jordan. Okay. And the bigger the tail, the bigger the movement that's coming, maybe. This one's got a big tail on the top and a small tail on the bottom. Okay. But a series of green candles, 5, 10, 50, these are 5 minute candles, trading a 5 minute chart. And so this is an uptrend and she keeps going above the 20-day moving average. And this is a line that I drew. It's rejecting off of. Why is it rejecting off that line? And it's wicking off the line again. Well, zoom out is always your answer. Thank you, Alejandro at Kane Capital. And you can go to my profile and see who I follow. And it's a bunch of Kane Capital guys. I've picked up some new guys. Shinobi's a great coach. It's not just about hot stock tips. We're going to talk about that. This guy's a great coach, the Edgar Allan Poe guy, and Ripster and Mindy and Melissa. Mindy's so smart. I have all smart ladies. My ladies are super smart. Here's David Goggins. But Beat the Bell is a show put out by King Capital. And yeah, I follow Zach Morris. He was the first one that told me I could do this. Sorry. Money Mander's King Capital. Make sure you follow him. And here is King Capital. And so they don't see them post a lot, but they're very professional. They are my best advisors, and they always were. Shout out to Alejandro, buddy. Hope we see you back soon. Panda Options puts out a great newsletter. These are great people to follow, but Ellie's super smart. Draw lines, make money. But they all have imposters. There's 1,000 Ellies. Not the whale. I'm the whale. Who's the whale? Fuck the whale. There's 8,000 whales, and so you got to be careful. You can go to mine and see who I'm following if you want to, but there's lots of imposters, and you're gonna encounter a lot of bad guys on your journey, man. And we did a video on that too. The bad guys that are out there. There's lots of them. There's crypto scammers. Brandon told me somebody wanted him to put $500 in an account and show me that you're serious. Okay, that's a scammer. Get away from him. He's going to want your password or whatever. I don't know, but I'll teach you to do it without me, so you don't have me or anyone else in your head, and then you have a skill that no one can take away from you. I almost died, and you can watch a video on that, and then so I'm giving back my knowledge to everybody in case I do die. Somebody's going to remember how to do this. All right, let's take a 30-minute chart here. You can see retracements on the 30-minute chart. I'll trade a 5-minute chart, but zooming out to the big picture, like the 1 hour chart, is always going to give you a good idea. And let's look at this trend line that I drew. We're talking about. And, oh shit! So it was $27, and then it came down, and the line I drew went across this and across this. Notice how I disregarded that big spike. You'll learn to draw your own lines. If I had drawn the line way back here, it would have been like this. And then when they gave me the next one, I would have moved the line. And then when it crashed, I would have been, oh shit. And like a week later, I would have moved the line here. And so I'm moving the line as the top of the movement changes. You see that? Okay, so now we're down here. And so you'll learn to draw your own charts. And I have videos on it. And there's great videos on how to draw charts. Generally speaking, you avoid the wick and go for the top of the candle. And so we'll move that one down a little bit so it touches the top of that one. Okay, and notice how this one rejected right there. Charts are magic, guys. Watch the video I did for my daughter last night, and we drew a line like that, and son of a bitch, it lined up with what was going to happen later. And it did. So charts are magic, zones are magic. You can draw your own zones. You just use a website like this, it's free. And you see it chopping right here. So you draw the zone, and then you always go back in time and drag it left. And watch what happens when we drag it left. And try to keep it about the same size. You can always go tighten it up. But you have a zone there, and look at this, how it chopped there, and look how it wicks off there, and it wicks off there. Look how it stopped in that zone. Charts are magic, guys. You learn how to draw these charts. Look how it stopped right there. We just drew that one, I think. And so as you go back and left, you drag it left, you're going back in time, and you'll get answers. So always zoom out to the 1 hour chart at least, but I trade the 5-minute chart. And so we like to go in for retracements, and you can trade whatever you want, a 1-minute chart, a 15-minute chart, whatever. Rivian options expire on Friday, so we have 4 days time value. You can buy the SPY options for 20, 30, $40, and they expire today. But look what happened today. It was very easy to lose money today. And up and down, up and down. It's also easy to make money in those markets, but you have to look at the macro picture. The SPY's sitting at 455. It keeps rejecting it like a kid eating broccoli. And then on the bigger picture, I'll always zoom out, right, to the 1 hour. She's on a downward trend, and she's breaking out of this downward channel, and now she's coming back to the highest she's been, and this is January. So basically, year to date chart, here's a daily. Each candle represents 1 day. And so it's the highest it's been this year. And on a bigger picture, that's where the big red line came from. December of 2021, 2 years ago. hmm And so it's there again. Is it going to make it through? I don't know. Let's get rid of the Bollinger Bands and shit. Okay. So it's high, man, and it's going to have trouble going higher. Well, we had almost all kinds of stuff we have to check. I keep the economic calendar up. There was new home sales numbers that came out this morning. They were low. So were the building permits. Tomorrow we have people talking from the Fed. These a-holes are going to run their mouth all in the morning and the afternoon. And so who knows what they're going to say? We're raising interest rates. We're dropping interest rates. We're dovish. We're hawkish. All these stupid things they say. And then you got to figure out how's the market going to react. There's so many things we're looking at. The VIX, the volatility index. Is it going up? Is it going down? Mm, Okay, look at it one day. Okay, it was going down. Is the dollar going up? Is the dollar going down? What happened in Japan last night? There's so many things that we're looking at. What's Apple doing? There's an old saying, so goes Apple, so goes the market. Okay. Here's a 1 day chart on Apple, and the S&P 500 has Apple. I think Apple makes up 7% of the SPY index. S&P 500, the SPY is 500 companies. And so does it look the same as Apple, up and down, up and down? I guess so. There's all kinds of hot stock tips, but we want you to learn to draw your own charts and your own zones, and then you'll be free. But your journey has to start with risk management, guys. And there's lots of good videos on YouTube, and I'll just show my channel. But you follow who you want to follow, but I would take a little piece from everybody and put that knowledge in your toolbox. You can watch Umar's videos. He's a famous trader, and he interviews people. He talks about risk management and trading like a casino. We don't chase things. We don't FOMO, FOMO, fear of missing out. No FOMO, guys. And so I posted today because it takes you're going to lose a lot of money before you get to that point. And God bless you when you finally get there. I post on Twitter to give back to the community and to show my teachers that I'm making an effort to get better. Um, I hope you guys stick it to the man. Don't say anything negative on here because these people have corporations and LLCs and they're trying to build their businesses, and they have Discord channels. You can pay 50, 100, 200 a month to listen to them trade. And if you badmouth them or you say, hey, you were wrong or you missed or you suck, they're not going to help you anymore. They're just going to block you or mute you. And then you become, an outcast in the community. You don't have to kiss their ass, but, just don't say anything bad about them is what I'm saying. Nobody's perfect. We all lose money once in a while. Some of these guys, I'm telling everybody 16 is now support for Rivian on my chart. And I'm telling what I did here. I scalped out of the Rivian. I scalped the Rivian. That means I took a profit and I got the hell out. I stopped out on the onion calls. That means I missed. Okay. And usually, I mean, on this one I missed. I did not chase the AFRIM, but she did go. And I scalped the SPY call, and now I'm holding small puts that expired while I was talking to Brandon getting Wi Fi. And that was my day. And I posted the wins and the losses for people. And here I am bitching about my Wi Fi. But I was reminding people in the morning last night that there's housing data coming out in the morning, okay? And it's good to hit these great bangers and have these big successes, And when we see a nice 6 month flag like that, I told everybody, and she popped, man, she popped. And I'm a Johnny Carson fan. They don't always go up at the end of the flag. Sometimes they go down, but they do get violent at the end of the flag. And you guys, we teach you some basic stuff. We talk about the things you need to do, but finding a good teacher like I found Darth Trader and King Capital can help you. I want you to learn to do this yourself, but your journey has to start with risk management videos. We don't bet the whole farm on one stock. If you have $1,000 account, you throw down 30 bucks or 50 bucks. We don't throw down 300 or 500, okay? Because then you miss once or twice, your account's blown up and you lost all your money. Risk management, when it goes up 20%, put your stop loss in. And when it goes down 20%, sell it, get off, or put your stop loss in. We don't want to hold them. The ones I held today were like 17 bucks or something. What did I say, Brandon? I lost $19 while I was at the store. I actually sold and got six of it back when I got home. So, there's a small bet I just threw on the table so I had something to watch while I was at the store. And also, it's me controlling my bad habits because I trade too much. And so, instead of blowing up a couple $1,000s or 500 bucks, I'll put 20 or 19 or 17 bucks on the table and I'm watching it. I'm participating, but I'm not going to blow up my account and I'm not going to give them back the money I took from them on the previous win this morning. And you can criticize me for trading for P&L. It's profit and loss. That's exactly what I'm doing. This is not a small account challenge. This is my goddamn life. Okay. If I don't hit, I don't eat. All right. Now I have multiple streams of income, but I'm starting over with nothing from a divorce because I said if you take everything away from me, I can rebuild because I have knowledge in my head. I might have gone too far and I almost starved to death in the desert, but we're making it. And Call Your Mom's Boyfriend is happening. All right. You guys can do this. I know you can, but watch videos on risk management and FOMO And that's where you need to start your journey, okay? And then go read the book on how to trade candlesticks, okay? And watch my videos. You'll learn to draw your own zones and charts. There's some really good guys that have videos about support and resistance zones. There's a famous guy, very famous guy, big guy on there. He puts videos out about support and resistance zones, and he spent 6 years in his mom's basement to figure this out. You got to respect that, man. That's 6 years out of a man's life. And now he's sharing the knowledge for free on YouTube. And so he has a Discord. You pay 50 or $100 a month to trade with him. And I did, and I learned from it. But, he's giving you education on YouTube for free. And that's where you need to start your journey, not with a hot stock tips, but get some education on risk management. We always say that we want to live to fight another day. And here's a good poll somebody put on Moneyline Trading. I've traded with them. I think it was $50 a month. They trade a lot, though. Don't try to trade every trade. How did you do today? Were we green or red? We lost money, we broke even, or we didn't trade at all? And I'm going to say 38% that said they did not trade at all were professionals, or they're really smart, or they just have really good discipline, because they saw how ugly the SPY was today and the market was just all over the place. And I trade to 5 minutes, so this is what it looks like. And I marked the opening print with this black line right here. And so it dumped right at the open, man. And then they shot it right back up and they dumped it up, dump it up, retracement up again, new highs and dump. And then shot it back up and dumped it 20 minutes before the market closed. Look at the bottom of the screen. It has a time. It says Monday, 27 November, 1540. That's 3 o'clock and 40 minutes. These are 5 minute candles. That's quarter to three or quarter to four. I'm sorry. So right before the market closed, they did a rug pull and screwed everybody. And this is why we practice risk management, and this is why we don't bet the whole farm on one trade, guys. If you can live to fight another day and you blow up your $1,000 account, but you still got $120 left, you can recover, you know. But if you spend it all and it's all gone, then you got to put more money in. And so risk management, you live to fight another day. Take a calculator and plug in $50 or $100 times 1.25 times 1.25 times 1.25, and just keep hitting times 1.25. There's 5 days in a week that we can trade, guys. During the third week, that number gets really stupid. So we sell into 20, 30, 40% gains, and that's how we get the big house and a fancy car. And stay no eight balls, okay? All right, God bless you guys. You can do this. Good luck.